Game 1 of the 2021 NBA Finals tonight. The Milwaukee Bucks and the Phoenix Suns tipping things off. How about some storylines? Chris Paul making the first finals appearance of his 16-year career. His 123 playoff starts, the most by a player before their first finals game ever in NBA history. Based on the regular season, we should expect a tight series. They played twice. Both were decided by just 1 point. According to Elias, this is just the second finals ever where both regular season matchups were decided by exactly 1 point. Joining the 2010 Celtics-Lakers finals, that series did go 7, by the way. Giannis, listed as doubtful right now with that hyperextended left knee. If he misses Game 1, he'd be the 5th player to make first-team All-NBA and then miss a finals game in that same season. Sports on the Road's coverage of the NBA Finals continues now with reports from both teams. Here's Malika Andrews.
Mike Budenholzer said that Giannis Antetokounmpo was able to get in another on-court workout on Monday, but declined to say exactly what he was able to do, only saying he is making progress. Still, Giannis is listed as doubtful for Game 1 of the NBA Finals, and if he is unable to go, the Bucks are going to need to try to once again win by committee, because as Chris Middleton said, when Giannis is out there, we can just hand him the ball and watch him go to work. But without him, we need to do it as a group. Those other guys, though, that he's doing it as a group with, like Drew Holiday, he said that they rely on Chris Middleton to set the tone. He said, we've ridden his shoulders all the way to the NBA Finals, and they may need to do that a little bit longer if Giannis is unable to play. And for more on their opponent, the Phoenix Suns, here's Dave McMenamin.
Thanks, Malika. The Phoenix Suns know they're playing the Milwaukee Bucks in Game 1 of the NBA Finals on Tuesday, but they don't know who will be playing for the Bucks, namely two-time MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo. Suns wing Mikal Bridges said, quote, if he does or does not play, we're going to be prepared. And Suns coach Monty Williams said, quote, they haven't stopped playing the way they want to play. The pressure on the paint has been pretty consistent in the playoffs. Antetokounmpo carved up the Suns' defense in the regular season, averaging 40 points on 60% shooting, but the Suns won both those games. The Bucks, meanwhile, went 2-0 without Antetokounmpo to finish off the Atlanta Hawks in the Eastern Conference Finals. Suns center DeAndre Ayton is anticipating Antetokounmpo at some point, telling me the key going against Giannis is just, quote, matching his physicality and at the end of the day, just competing. It's being ready for the challenge, period.
Sports Center on the Road is presented by Rocket Mortgage.
Caesars Sportsbook by William Hill has the Suns as 6-point favorites over the Bucks in tonight's Game 1. Since 2005, the favorites in Game 1 of the Finals are 15-1 outright and 14-2 against the spread. The only team to lose as a favorite in Game 1 in that span was the 2013 Miami Heat, who still went on to win the NBA title with LeBron James and company. Much more on the Finals to come. What Bucks and Suns players are saying just hours before realizing their dreams of playing for an NBA championship. Also, we talked about Chris Paul finally getting his shot, how he's approaching this legacy-defining opportunity. And this trip to the Finals ends a long drought for both Phoenix and Milwaukee. We're going to flash back to the last time these two teams played for an NBA title.
Practice Monday, just like it was any other day in 2021. Not sure if they got a comp day, holiday thing. Most everybody in the roster able to go full speed through the workout, but Giannis Antetokounmpo isn't everybody, and his left knee and his status is really the Bucks' focal point heading into Game 1. He was there and kind of walked, but didn't participate full speed. Malika Andrews is on all of this.
Mike Budenholzer said that Giannis Antetokounmpo was able to get on the court for another basketball workout on Monday, but he declined to say exactly what Giannis was able to do, leaving it at just he is making progress. But he's officially listed as doubtful for Game 1 of the NBA Finals, and so without him, the Bucks are going to need to continue to try to win by committee, as Chris Middleton detailed.
When Giannis is out there, a lot of times we could just give him the ball and let him go to work and, let him orchestrate a lot of things out there. Without him, we have to do it by committee. But I think guys have done a great job of adjusting with him not out there, to the most important games of our season.
You can't replace a player of the caliber of Giannis. It's even more impressive what he does and what he's done since he's been injured, continuing to be vocal, if not even more vocal, pulling players aside individually, addressing the team collectively, making sure he's still present and more than a big part of what we're doing, has instilled confidence in both individual players as well as the team in general.
Now, ultimately, the decision of whether or not Giannis Antetokounmpo plays is going to be a collective one. It comes down to what Mike Budenholzer said, General Manager John Horst says, Giannis himself, as well as the medical staff. But if he is unable to go, the Bucks are going to continue to rely on Chris Middleton. As Drew Holiday said, we rode his shoulders all the way to these finals, and they may need to, if Giannis is unable to play, continue to ride those a little bit longer.
Chris Paul revealed after the Suns clinching Game 6 win over the Clippers in the Western Conference Final on Wednesday that he played with partially torn ligaments in his right hand during the series. He will be a full go for Game 1 of the NBA Finals in Phoenix on Tuesday on ABC. The Suns have home court advantage.
Sports Center on the road is presented by Rocket.
Don't think O'Brien. I know that's the name of the trophy, but anyway. NBA Finals practice Monday. Seriously, if you guys don't know by now, Bucks and Suns both pretty good, or they wouldn't be playing for that gold ball. Coach Bud, Coach Monty, they should have gold-plated whistles. These teams born the same year. Milwaukee won its only title 50 years. Phoenix never ago.
Walking into here, seeing Mr. Larry on every poster, it gave me goosebumps.
If there's a souvenir shop, I'll probably get my wallet and buy something.
It's obviously something that millions and millions of people around the world would give a lot to be a part of. The fact that myself and my team and everyone in this organization has an opportunity to play in it is incredible.
Being able to be a kid from Little Rock, Arkansas, being able to represent myself, being able to be in the NBA Finals, it's a dream come true.
This is a kid's game that we play, you know what I mean? So this is a blessing and an opportunity to play this game. I think our team knows when to lock in and when we got to enjoy the moment and enjoy ourselves.
Everybody counted us out, and the fact that we just keep moving forward, all you can really do is just congratulate us.
Crazy because every year when you fight to try to get to this moment, taking hits, fighting, and actually be here before a game, it's hard to put it in perspective.
It's kind of the survival of the fittest mindset. You know, I don't think it's really about to throw hands, but you know, the closest thing you can do that without doing it. We're not here to, justify what we're doing to anybody else, for real. We've had goals for this group and aspirations for this group since day one. We're on the constant pursuit to get better.
It's an opportunity for a lifetime, and really just leave everything out there. Believe in yourself because you prepared for it, and most of all, just enjoy it, everything that comes with it.
Tim Legler is between 4 to 7 games from his offseason, but he's giving full finals effort for you here on SportsCenter. Legs, the Bucks are an underdog without Giannis. Probably a fair fight if he can play. Whatever it is, how can the Bucks get to 4 wins first here?
Well, there's a couple key things for me. I think the first is going to be defending Chris Paul. I look at their backcourt and I say they can't have everything. You can't be playmakers and scorers, not both guys. Target something, and if I'm going to target something and I'm the Bucks, it's going to be Chris Paul's scoring ability. If I'm the Bucks, I'm putting Drew Holiday on Chris Paul as much as I possibly can, and I'm going to defend him with different coverages and pick and roll so he can't get into that sweet spot and take over games as a scorer. You know he's going to be out there running the show, being a floor leader, and Devin Booker's going to get his numbers regardless. So if you could take something away, make it be the scoring of Chris Paul defensively. Secondly, Brook Lopez has to be a big impact in this series. And part of that is what I just mentioned, defending pick and roll. He's going to be involved in a lot of those, so you're going to have to be at the point of attack. You're also going to have to track guys to the rim, and you're going to have to be a force against DeAndre Ayton in the paint. This is a guy that's shooting north of 60% from the field, so if you're Brook Lopez, you've got to be a guy that gets into him and tries to reduce his efficiency. And on the other end of the floor, if I'm the Bucks, I say, listen, Phoenix can't take away everything. Giannis, when he comes back eventually, Middleton and Holiday, there are going to be shots and opportunities for somebody else. That somebody should be Brook Lopez. He has to be aggressive on both ends of the floor.
Sometimes, though, he steps out there and gets enamored shooting the three-pointer. I don't know if we need a lot of those from him. Paul and Booker, clearly they are the center of the Suns' success. But who's out there orbiting those two guys that's going to make a difference for Phoenix?
Well, one of the reasons I love this team so much is because I think they've got great role acceptance and role definition. And two of the guys that play a ton of minutes have been a huge part of this run are Jay Crowder and Mikal Bridges. And they're going to play smaller lineups a lot. So both of these guys are going to be out there, and they're going to get their crack at Giannis plenty in this series. You've got to be good at the point of attack against him. You've got to play him without fouling him. Obviously, you need a lot of help when you guard Giannis. But both of those guys are going to play prominent roles there. And then on the other end of the floor, with all of the attention given to Chris Paul and Devin Booker, there are opportunities to be had. I think Jay Crowder and Mikal Bridges, both of those guys need to be ready to step in, knock down three-point shots, because I think Milwaukee is a team that will give up the three-pointer. They're going to live with it, and if that's the case, Jay Crowder and Mikal Bridges, they're going to get plenty of opportunities in this series. If they shoot a high percentage, Suns are very difficult to beat.
All right, Tim, you do a lot of television. You're on a lot of shows. Different audience here, so I haven't heard it. Who you got?
I like Phoenix. There's something about it, John. I think actually more talent is on the side of the Milwaukee Bucks, but there's something about this Suns team. I just look at them, the more I watch them, and say, it's their year. It just looks like they have figured it all out. Chemistry-wise, they're connected to their coach. They've got a star backcourt, and it's a backcourt-driven league, and now they've got a big man that is emerging before our eyes. I just think they check every box that you want. Phoenix Suns, to me, have been the cleanest team in the postseason, and I think they win this series in 7 games.
And on national TV, my friend becomes my enemy. Tim Legler, thanks, brother. Appreciate it, man.